You're about to start an unforgettable journey. You're young, inexperienced, in a foreign world full of adventure.
Medieval Dynasty is an early access survival simulation game that was developed by RenderCube and published by Toplitz Production on September 17, 2020. The game can be played as a single player only, and you can buy it for $30 on Steam. Hunt, survive, build, and lead in the harsh Middle Ages. Create your own medieval dynasty and ensure its long-lasting prosperity or die trying. This review will be separated into different sections, and you can see all the timers down below in the description. Videos like this take up to 1 week to create, so I will much appreciate it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow my Twitch where I do my playthroughs. With no more delays, let's begin with the menu settings. Under game settings, you have mouse sensitivity and blood option that shouldn't be there. Graphical settings with motion blur and head bobbing being unavailable. Audio with all of your sliders and keybinds for changing the default to your preferences. Medieval Dynasty shares the story of a young man who has fled from war and wants to take his fate into his own hands. From being alone, inexperienced, and poor, you will develop into a master of many skills, a leader of your community, and the creator of a dynasty for generations to come. Defending against wild animals, hunting for food, gathering resources, crafting equipment, building structures, and completing quests will be your daily activities.
I lost everything overnight. The last thing I remember is Father pushing me away, yelling for me to run, to live. At first, I didn't know what to do. Then, I remembered.
The game begins with a beautiful cinematic that explains the beginning of the story in the best possible way. I was so impressed watching the cinematic and I set my expectations very high. Beautiful voiceover, amazing music, but sadly, that's pretty much all you will get when it comes to the story. When you start your game, you will talk to the first NPC to tell him who you are and your side of the story, and after that, nothing really matters. Every interaction with the NPCs felt pointless, blank, with generic dialogues and animations. Although the game does a really good job creating an immersive environment, the lack of voiced-over dialogues made me completely ignore the conversations I was having with them, and I set myself off to start with the construction of my dynasty. I was ready to invest my time and read out loud the lines, so I can follow the story of the protagonist, but 30 minutes later I end up spamming 1 and 2 for the rest of my 70 hours of playthrough. Many people compare this with Kingdom's Deliverance. They have the same theme, but let's say Medieval Dynasty is the demo version of Kingdom's Come. It sounds harsh, but that's the reason you are watching this video. Welcome to Honest Reviews. Although the story is a great addition to the game, you are not going to buy it for the story, but rather for the unique gameplay. The game can be described as a simulation that follows a rather simple ideology. Your uncle gave you a land, and you need to start building. You gather resources to make your basic tools, you use those tools to gather higher resources, and you use those resources to build houses, crafting stations, and many more. Completing quests and interacting with the NPCs will allow you to hire them to work for you with the ultimate goal to automate everything. Let's get into the details. The game works with seasons. Each season allows you to grow different crops and the temperature will change accordingly. There is a full day to night cycle and a map is available to help you navigate around. You have a compass that shows your current season, the night to day cycle, and all of the available quests and shops around you. At the bottom left, you have stamina, health, hunger, and thirst that you have to maintain at all time. Dying completes your playthrough, so make sure to keep an eye on it at all time. Your equipped weapon and your active quest is also visible at all time. Your inventory is limited by weight, and exceeding that will make you very slow or stationary. Sorting tabs for tools, armor, consumables, crafting, and miscellaneous are available with helpful description for each item. Your name, age, equipped gear, quick slots, and character parameters are also included. Seasons change the temperature. Poison berries grow in certain seasons, and your daily activities will force you to take a shower in order to keep yourself fresh and clean. There are a lot of different professions in the game, and the skill tree helps you improve them and make the grind better. Arrows breaking less often, faster locking, and faster milking are some of the skills that you can get while doing the specific profession. Excavation, hunting, farming, diplomacy, survival, and crafting are the current skills of the game, and after 70 hours of playthrough, I am no near maxing out any of them. The game is meant to be played for hundreds of hours, and it's worth mentioning. Journal tab allows you to see your current quest, completed quest, failed quest, and tutorial for dummies. Map shows your current temperature, season, time, and year, but also allows you to change the map mode for better visibility. Management allows you to control the people you hire and assign them to different jobs and houses. The colors of the icons mean nothing. Age 0 means they are babies. Their mood is determined by supplying them with food and firewood. Profession mother means she is your wife, and in this case, my wife's. Higher the skill, more effective they are for certain jobs, and finally status will show you what the workers need in order to be happy. Pressing F will give you more information about their family, where they currently live in your dynasty, and what job they are doing. You can assign them to jobs using that, or by going to the next tab. Assigning NPCs to different jobs using building tab allows you to see which skill do they need for that specific job. If the job allows crafting, then more tabs will be available within the building that will allow you to automate all of the craftables. Fields allow you to assign NPCs to auto-seed and harvest each season, and finally Animal tab that shows all of the current livestock. On the right side, you have a map that shows the location of each building, NPC or animal in case if you lose them. It can be confusing, but I hope I explained it well. While leveling your skills, you also level up your technology. Unlike skills, technology tells you exactly how to grind it, and by doing that, you will unlock different craftables and recipes. Skills improve your character basic functionalities, and technology unlock more content. Some examples are wool cloth, cooking floor, and bigger fishing nets. When it comes to construction of your dynasty, by pressing Q we open the building wheel. Crafting has your basic tools. Others have some basic survival structures, and buildings has every building available for the current version of the game. Houses come in 3 different sizes. Bigger the house, more beds for workers will have. Resources with wood, stone, and ore gathering, storage for general resources and food, farming for growing plots and animals, hunting hut for meat gathering from wild animal and fishes, and finally, smithy for smelting, sewing for cloth crafting, and tavern for crafting all of your food. All of these buildings can be mounted by NPCs and configured to your preferences. Your ultimate goal is to have an automated system where everyone is doing their job and automatically you just count the money. Your buildings get damaged over time, so make sure to keep an eye around. Exploration plays a big role in the game. It allows you to get access to valuable resources such as fur, berries, meat, and others. It is a survival game after all. Wolves, boars, and other wild animals will make the night walks scary, so make sure to have a torch with you at all time. You can make a small campfire to cook your meat and sleep. Currently the game doesn't have a lot of animals, so it can get boring within the first few hours in the game. The game can be described as walking simulator, where you need to go from a village to a village every single day, just so you can buy things from their shops or for purely grinding reputation points. The terrain is easy to navigate and there is no secret or hidden lore to go around and explore. The low 80 to 90 FPS on my high-end PC made the game stutter constantly and didn't really allow me to enjoy a smooth gameplay. The collectibles messed with the terrain, making gathering a little harder than it should have been. Graphically the game looks pretty good, but I would love to see a smoother texture shading in the near future. All of the different weather and sound effects made the game feel and look better than any of the early titles I played recently. The realistic environment became stale after realizing that I couldn't remove the head bobbing. The constant movement of the camera was making me sick, and I'm sure that I wasn't the only one that found that annoying. Since the beginning of the review, you have been listening to the menu and the in-game music. I really like the music, but the fact that it wasn't a continuous playlist left me with a lot of dead air. Same goes for the environment, where sound effects were good, but it had a lot of emptiness in between. As for the animal sound effects, I would rate them 1 out of 10. An early access title comes with a lot of bugs, issues, and missing features. Medieval Dynasty does an amazing job showing that in the worst possible way. There are so many problems with the game that I don't even know from where to begin. NPCs standing inside each other, NPCs having the worst dialogues. NPC reputation grind consists of you waking up every single day, going to an NPC and spamming 1, 2, 3. NPCs not doing their job at all. NPCs doing their job but visually just standing at the door of the house. NPCs working in your farm, but either all of them are doing the same thing or nothing at all. NPCs don't use any of your fertilizer or seeds, but they magically use theirs. Animal sounds will destroy your ears. Deer sound effect sounds like a machine gun. Day to night cycle is too short. Stealing gives no indicator if anyone is watching. Receiving quests about things that you haven't unlocked yet, making you fail them and lose reputation. Receiving the same quest over and over again. Quest rewards such as clothing shouldn't exist. Quest rewards such as dynasty reputation needs to be balanced. Weight limit needs to expand. Craftable armor doesn't exist. Empty environment. Transportation vehicles or animals don't exist yet. The actual configuration of your dynasty, such as where the resources are going and where the final product will go, is predetermined by the game. No customizable structures, no multiplayer, terrible animal attack animation, and trust me, the list can go on forever. Yes, it's pretty bad. The game's core mechanic is a simulation, where you assign your workers to do things for you and micromanaging all of their movements and activities. You are the ruler and they are the followers. Well, if the core mechanics of the game are not working at all, then how can I review the game at the current stage and tell you that the game is worth $30? At best, the current stage of the game is not worth more than $5. It's laughable how bad the game currently is. The game is getting updates every single day, and it will be very interesting to come back in the future and see how the game will be developed. There is a reason I played the game for 70 hours, so let's describe my daily activities that will keep you playing. The biggest one being reputation. In order to hire someone to work for you, you need to have 70 reputation with the individual and an X amount of dynasty reputation. Every day you will wake up and talk to everyone. That will take half of your day. Their dialogue makes no sense, so that is up to the RNG to click the right option. Dynasty reputation you gain by completing quests, so either you will be talking to everyone or you will be completing quests. Currently I need 500 reputation and each quest gives me 2 to 7 reputation, assuming you can actually complete them. Then you have building. Workers need houses and a workplace to work. It is not very grindy, but it will take a good amount of time. If the system was working properly, you could have hired a lumberjack to go around and get wood and then a builder for the construction of the rest of your buildings. And that's pretty much the gameplay. Since all of the NPCs are broken, you end up doing a little bit of everything yourself. Those who work, they work 100 times slower than me, making the automated system worthless and the existence of the entire game pointless. That concludes my review for Medieval Dynasty. A total waste of time and a pure money grab. I am not saying that the game is a scam or it will never be good. I am very optimistic about the game because it shows a great potential if they can keep up with the updates and the content, but as for now, the game is in a very early stage and definitely not worth the asking price. Agree or disagree? Let me know down below. Thank you very much for watching, I appreciate that, and if you want to see the playthroughs live, make sure to follow my Twitch channel. Other than that, I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Bye!